Up next today for our Rigs and Coffee vehicle highlight is a build that we did a while ago for More Expo. This one was called the Overlander. This was, in our opinion, a purpose-built rig to serve as a long-term overland rig that actually still serves as a daily driver very, very well. It's difficult to kind of marry those two, and we feel like we kind of nailed it on this one. But let's get into the truck. So the guys from Backwoods, Grant, Mo, and everybody over there were super awesome, and they were a part of this build. So we've got the Backwoods Adventure Mods front aluminum bumper as well as their high clearance rear bumper. I absolutely love the look of their bumpers on the front of these trucks. I love that it's kind of a no cut for the center portion, so I like that it doesn't cover up in front of the grille. It's a two-piece bumper system, so you've got a steel winch tray and then the aluminum skin, so you're not adding a whole heap of weight to the front of the truck, because when you're dealing with Tacomas, weight is going to be the one of the number one things that you really need to watch out for, just overloading the truck. So any areas that you can shave and save a little bit of weight is great. So yep, Backwoods Adventure Mods front bumper. On this truck, the rear is kind of a semi-long travel setup. The front is standard travel, but it is with Dobinson MRRs. These are 35-inch tires. I know it doesn't look like it, but they totally are right here. 35, 12, 15, R17. The reason those fit so nicely inside of this truck is because we installed the C4 Fabrication OTF kit, oversized tire fitment kit. That relocates the cab further back up underneath of the vehicle, and then you trim all of this inside of here, and then they include these killer molded and bent pieces of aluminum to serve as a new splash guard rather than just some chintzy plastic. So it allows your up travel clearance and as well as your turning radius clearance, because when you've got the bumper on here, you got nothing in here you need to worry about anymore. And then back here, so the only other additional thing that you do when you do that is you basically massage back this portion of the body. So we went through and did that, and it clears and tucks 35s with zero issues. Now, a Tacoma with everything as it sits on it with 35s would be a dog. This is a 6-speed, so we've got an upgraded clutch inside of there because there's a Magnuson supercharger in the engine bay. On top of that, we are the Midwest area OTT dealer, retailer, tuner. So we got the upgraded OTT tune on there, which was amazing. And on top of that, it is re-geared with nitro gears to 529s. Combined together have made this to be a really incredibly good driving truck. I mean, it's astonishing how well it drives, how much power it has. I know it's a Toyota, it has power, mind-blowing. It's amazing. So moving on, we have full, actually these were our skid plates that we made. I forgot, I was gonna say something else. These are our skid plates that we make for 3rd gen Tacomas. They are an aluminum, thick aluminum skid plate, full gusseted, lots of drain holes built inside of them, including catalytic converter protection. They are not bolt-on, it's a one singular piece. So it tucks up right against the frame rail right there to protect the catalytic converters, which are awesome. And then moving to the back of the vehicle, we have Dobinson's heaviest spring that we can get. We were adding up the weight that was on the vehicle, and surprisingly enough, I mean, the Alucab, when you compare, other toppers, the Alucab, even though it looks big, is not extremely heavy compared to a lot of different things you can put on here. So yeah, we got Dobinson's heaviest springs in the back, and then again the MRR shocks on all 4 corners. So then moving around to the back of the truck, we have like I said, the Backwoods Adventure Mods high clearance rear bumper with no tire carrier. And the reason being of no tire carrier is because we don't need one. Because on the Alucab, they've got this really trick tire carrier system that can go onto the door here, which can fit and clear a 35 with like not even a pinky finger worth of space to spare. So that's pretty slick. Love that. This Alucab, I'm pretty sure it's locked because we actually sold this vehicle and Dennis is inside hanging out. Yeah, it's locked. We can go through it a later time, probably throw it up on social media or something. But he, after we built out the interior, he did even more. It's got a whole goose gear setup, and I mean, it's got tons of power in there, solar on the roof. It's got a diesel heater, or excuse me, this one has the Dickinson heater. It's inside of here. I mean, it's got a water system. The interior of this thing is really trick. Bunch of LED lighting. I love the way the interior of this thing turned out. This is something that you can literally throw your gear and food and disappear for a long time. The one last thing that is remaining to do on the truck, which I believe we are doing here fairly soon, is an LRA tank. That's kind of the last component to get you a lot more range, is a Long Range America extended range fuel tank. Moving around the other side, pretty simple, pretty basic. Alucab 270-degree shadow awning. This truck does have a lot of really trick lighting. It's got diode dynamics all the way around it. You can see we got another linkable SS5 kit up top in amber, their amber color. Got diodes in the bumper. This was another vehicle that Diode sponsored for More Expo, which is awesome. Craig, you're the flippin' man, because your lights rock and you're just cool, and you're here in Missouri. Boring Midwest represent. And those are sitting on top of a really slick Front Runner Outfitters Slimline 2 roof rack. And if you can see, just barely fits underneath this canopy. I really love how this kind of turned out, because you've got the lights that sit in front of the Alu cabin right here, canopy camper, and just kind of run right to the top of that. And then you got your wind fairing here. So, which is nice. Some people are like, well, why'd you do a full rack? Because you only do this here. Well, there's a lot of attachment points that we can use that's on the side here. And we put the rack on before the Alu cabin on, and then it fit and we were stoked. It's not much deeper than that. But we love Front Runner Outfitters. I think they make the best racks on the market. Pretty much every rack that we're gonna put on a truck is always gonna be Front Runner Outfitters. It's also got front locked, so it's got an ARB air compressor for that. That's mounted in the engine bay, ARB diff extenders, diff breathers, and then an ARB Safari snorkel. The interior is really tricked out, full Garmin setup. It's got sat phone and a bunch of different things. It's got a multi-camera system that's on here, so it's pretty slick. We also removed the entire interior of the truck and did a lightweight sound deadening material on all the doors, the belly pan, the roof line, everything like that. So the interior of the truck is surprisingly very, very, very quiet. And I think, yeah, aside from the long range tank, and then we're also doing power brakes. After we did this last kind of revision on the truck, that was the thing that was really, really clear that the truck needed was proper braking. So power brakes and the long range tank are going on, and this truck will be done. So pretty awesome. It's a 2019 Toyota Tacoma, and it is the TRD Pro trim. I forget the color. I don't know, they call it Smurf blue. I forget what, actually that's bad. I'm forgetting a Toyota color, but it's a cool color. I like it. So here you go. This is the Overlander. It's a 2019 Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro. Thanks to all of our sponsors for this build. You guys were rock stars. This truck now belongs to Dennis, who lives here in Kansas City. He's one of our favorite customers. We do all the servicing on it, and he's got a couple other Toyotas that we do, and he very, very, very much so properly uses this rig. So I'm shocked how clean it is today, because I think he just went somewhere last weekend and we were expecting a lot of mud on it. So thank you, Dennis, for cleaning it up. We love the truck. Hope you love it too. There you go.